Welcome back, everyone. It's History Gal, and today the HistorTea is all about curanderismo. What do you think of when I say the word curandero? Some folks may say gesundheit.
Gesundheit. I'd kill myself.
But I'm guessing some of you may be familiar with this concept. Some may even think about the times they've had limpios performed on them. Or maybe you're like my mom and your mind goes straight to brujeria or Catholic guilt. I don't know. But let's look at this definition defined by one of the leading scholars in the field of curanderismo, Dr. Eliseo Cheo Torres. Curanderismo is the art of Mexican folk healing and comes from the Spanish word curar, meaning to heal. Basically, curanderismo is an indigenous practice of healing the body on multiple levels. It is also still practiced today by many. So you're probably wondering where this healing art comes from. Well, it's obvious that its origins come from New Age TikTokers reading tarot. I'm just kidding! Curanderismo's origins come from a combination of different indigenous populations located in present-day Mexico and Latin America. These populations have a vast knowledge about the land and environment and use their understanding of this to heal their communities. It is also important to note that some of these curandero rituals are also influenced by Muslim, Moorish, Spanish, and Jewish customs due to the Moorish conquest of Spain around 718 CE. Cool fact! According to my research, the Aztec Empire had documented knowledge of over 3,000 medicinal plants prior to Spanish colonization. You know, when they destroyed everything and committed mass genocide.
How dare you, Mr. Spears? You had me fooled. And you too, Mrs. Spears. Death to all of them.
Moving on, now let's discuss the different levels of healing that curanderos use in their practice. 1. The material or the body. Think ailments, pains, arthritis, stomach issues. 2. The spiritual, energetic energy, the feeling of being lost, needing protection from bad energy, or grieving. And 3. The mental, psychological, which can manifest in the inability to focus, insomnia, or depression. Whatever the ailment is, curanderos observe the patient and use their knowledge of these different healing methods to help cure patients. Different ailments require different remedies. So let's go over some common remedies that a curandero or curandera may use. For the physical, a curandero may prescribe certain plants, juice cleanses, oils, incense, tinctures, microdosage, or massages. For the spiritual, the curandero will serve as a medium to mediate between the patient and parts of their soul. Some may call this soul retrieval, coined by the curandera Elena Avila. This belief is rooted in the idea that spiritual pain is caused by the soul being separated or lost from the physical body.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
For the mental, curanderos will often perform a limpio to cure conditions like mal de ojo, evil eye, or susto, fright/PTSD. For those of you not familiar with these concepts, mal de ojo describes someone who has had excessive attention. Some may say you get this from others being jealous of you, but mal de ojo can happen even when bad intentions are not present. During a limpio, curanderos often use things like eggs or plants like rosemary, basil, sage, or even mezcal or incense and candles. So now that we understand curanderismo a little bit more, let's talk about some of the most prominent healers. And this book, authored by Dr. Torres, is a great synopsis of these different healers. So Dr. Torres has attributed 3 curanderos located in both the US and in Mexico as the great curanderos of the past, and who have also influenced modern curanderismo. Let's start with Don Pedrito. Don Pedrito Aramillo was a healer in the Los Olmos community, located in South Texas, just 60 miles from Corpus Christi. He was born in Guadalajara, Jalisco. Woo! To indigenous Purupecha parents. On any given day, hundreds would journey to Don Pedrito in hopes of being healed. His remedies were simple and accessible, often prescribing water, baths and mud to his patients. Curanderismo is frequently used to treat communities that do not have access to homeopathic medicine. Don Pedrito took this reality into action and did not charge for any of his services. His selflessness, along with his incredible healing ability, garnered him popularity. You know, at one point he was even investigated by the United States Postal Service because he was receiving too much mail from his followers that the postal office couldn't even keep up. Now let's venture to Teresita Urrea. Teresita is often hailed as the Joan of Arc of Mexico. She was born in Sinaloa, Mexico in 1873 to a young indigenous mother of Tehueco descent. Teresa, at the age of 15, began apprenticing as a curandera under a Yaqui healer. Her specialty was healing through plants and herbs. Teresa was also said to have the ability to heal through touch, healing around 200 people a day. At just 19 years old, Teresa was exiled from Mexico at the hands of the president Porfirio Diaz on the basis of being a dangerous agitator. 500 men were sent to enforce Teresa's exile. She escaped to Nogales, Arizona, and then to El Paso. Now she is revered as an uncanonized saint for her service and healing abilities. Now we move to perhaps the most renowned curandero in history, El Niño Fidencio. Born as José de Jesús Fidencio Constantino Cintora in Guanajuato, Mexico, in 1898. El Niño became one of the most revered curanderos. He was nicknamed El Niño, the boy, because of his childlike energy and his innocence. People have connected El Niño to Jesus Christ, as they both performed miracles, had disciples, wore tunics, and even had bare feet all the time. Although not officially canonized, El Niño is regarded as a folk saint in the Catholic religion. And one of his most unique remedies was that of laughter, which is still practiced today by many curanderos. His spirit lives on through generations of healers, many celebrating him biannually in Espinosa, Mexico. These three great healers, although different in many ways, all gave their lives to heal the community, combating colonization and capitalism, offering holistic and accessible treatments at no cost. But healing others can take a toll on the body, and it is speculated that this exhaustion caused the young death of these healers. However, it is through this spirit of healing and practice that their legacies live on. Curanderos can still be reached today in many communities. I invite you all to learn more about these sacred practices. So pick up a book. Dr. Torres also offers a course available online through the platform Coursera. So if you want to learn more, you can always start there. That's it for today's HistorTea. Thank you for joining. Besos y abrazos. Bye.